This is the tricky part that gets everybody confused. So most people have to work in a job they don't necessarily like when they're aligning their energy with wealth. Furthermore, the job, 9 times out of 10, will never deliver wealth. Most working class people never reach the level of wealth through their jobs because they usually work to make someone at the top of a very tall hierarchy wealthy. Not themselves, but the facts are, you must pay your bills now, so you do what you got to do now. However, know in your heart and soul that your job is temporary. Going to work while attracting wealth is not an action that aligns you with wealth, but there are actions you can take that will align you with wealth while you're working in that job. I'll tell you exactly what I did when I was in your shoes. Now, I went to work because I had to. But when I had free time at work, I focused on wealth during the day. I would write, I am wealthy over and over again. That's how I would often pass the time in those boring meetings. In the mornings, when I was getting ready for work, I would affirm out loud, I am wealthy. I would say that over and over again. Now, at the time, I had a clear vision of what I wanted and the amount of money I felt I could attract. That's another piece of this. Whatever amount you want to attract must feel natural. As you become more advanced with manifestation, you'll feel more comfortable increasing the amount. So I envisioned myself as a wealthy person all day long while I was at work, before work, after work, all the time. It reached the point that I did not feel like a working class person, even though I was. I felt like I had more money than my coworkers, even though I didn't. I seized any opportunity that came my way to give money. I often gave money that I didn't have because I had a strong desire to help people. And accumulating wealth to help people was part of my plan to align myself with wealth. So I acted like a wealthy person by giving money. This is another action you can take that will get you closer to the big bucks. Another action I took was I looked the part. I'm not encouraging anyone to do this until you are to the point that you hold an unswayable stance that you are wealthy. But I bought myself things that made me feel and look like I had more money than what I had. I dressed nicer than any of my coworkers, and people talked about that. They thought I had more money than I did, and that energy helped me to align with wealth. I also told my coworkers that I would not be working there long because I had a ton of money coming my way. They laughed, but I was absolutely serious. Many of them thought I was crazy because of my replies to their questions. I remember being at lunch one day and my coworker said, "Hey Paula, what are your plans for the weekend?" Without batting an eye, I said, "I'm spending my weekend shopping at Saks Fifth Avenue." She laughed. I kept a straight face. You got to go to work. I'm assuming you got to do that for now. But this is how you take action. I have no idea what your job is, but I feel confident in saying that it's probably never going to make you wealthy. Wealthy is in here and here. And if your soul longs for wealth, you're meant to have it. Some people could care less about wealth, and that means they're meant for something else. While you're aligning your energy with wealth, do not, under any circumstances, talk about any financial problems you may have. Bite your tongue if you have to. If a financial issue arises, practice mindful awareness and be very present. Think to yourself, yes, I have this issue now, but this isn't who I am. It's just something that's happening right now because I am a wealthy person. In that moment, think about what lesson you can learn from a financial issue because those lessons prepare you for wealth. When you become wealthy and you haven't been before, it can change you if you aren't grounded and grateful. If wealth changes you in a negative way, you'll be less likely to keep it. So during this gap in time, while your wealth is finding its way to you, try and be grateful for those hard times because it's those hard times that are preparing you for your greatest desires. Keep your ego in check. Don't believe every thought you have. And know without a shadow of a doubt that you are a wealthy person. Once you convince yourself of this, the wealth is yours. It's just a matter of time until it shows up. And I guarantee it will not show up the way you think it will. And although you might experience some growing pains while getting acclimated, the wealth will probably come to you effortlessly. Be very open-minded to various pathways, because God has a sense of humor and the universe likes to show up and show off.